Hello, welcome to the data channel and you're watching Python Bootcamp for Data Professional series, and as part of this series we are explaining more about the Python and the applications of Python in different domains and industries. So it's important to understand this topic because once you know how many domains or how many industries the Python can be used and different scenarios Python can be used, business use cases, different business use cases where the Python can be applied and used. So then definitely you will appreciate the length and breadth of how Python can be used, right? And before proceeding, if you're new to this channel, we would recommend you to please subscribe and also press bell button for instant notifications. So let's get started. Python is definitely used in a vast number of domains and the industries, maybe starting from web development, data science and analytics, AI/ML, automations and scrapping, scientific computing, finance and fintech, education and academics, game development, healthcare, cybersecurity, IoT, robotics, media, e-commerce. So these are just a few examples, right? But so the application is vast, but here we are just showing you how it can be applied in different domains or wide range of domains, so you understand the power of Python, right? And so we'll take all of these points in details and understand how exactly the Python is helping all of these industries and domains. Okay, so let's take Internet of Things, right? So Internet of Things is, as you know, it is one of the current trending technology, and there are a lot of tools, technologies are being developed as part of the Internet of Things. And so coming to how Python is able to serve or help IoT as a domain, right? So there are libraries, Python libraries like PySerial, MQTT, Flask, right? So these libraries, by using these libraries, you can have applications in this domain for device control, data collections, and certain automations in collecting the data and ingesting the data. And there are certain examples of maybe consider home automation system, industrial IoT applications, right? And for that matter, Philips Hue uses Python for controlling smart lighting systems and integration with other smart home devices. And there is a Nest organization called Nest who actually uses Python for developing smart thermostats system and data analysis. And if you know about Raspberry Pi, so that also utilizes Python for various IoT projects and educational purposes as well. So considering those other IoT applications that Python has, and Python also has lot of range of application in data science and analytics, because it has very good data science and analytics related libraries like Pandas, NumPy, SciPy, Matplotlib, Seaborn, and it has wide range of applications like from starting from data collection, like maybe transformation, exploration, visualization. So you can say entire data life cycle, right? So it support entire data life cycle in the starting from the data ingestion, data cleaning until the reporting layer. So it has wide range of supporting libraries. And also if we take examples, right? So um, when it is a data science and machine learning, so we have a Netflix, say for example, it uses Python for data analysis to optimize content recommendation and operations. And Airbnb is one of the organization which employs Python for data cleaning, exploration, and predictive analytics to enhance their user experience. And Uber uses Python for data analysis and machine learning to optimize ride pricing and demand forecasting scenarios, right? Those are just examples in data science and analytics. And coming to machine learning and artificial intelligence, so here again, there are libraries in Python called TensorFlow, Keras, PyTorch, scikit-learn. So these are all the specific libraries for AI/ML, which are so these are base foundational libraries. But again, there will be a lot of supporting libraries will be continuously built and evolved over the time, right? And what are the applications? Applications, definitely there is a predictive modeling, natural language processing, computer vision, recommendation systems, etc. And if you see really the applications, say like Google is one of the key organization which uses AI/ML using Python, and it utilizes TensorFlow developed which is part of Python, and for various AI project it uses that, including voice recognitions and image search as well, right? And IBM Watson is again uses this Python for natural language processing and AI solutions. And Tesla also uses Python for developing autopilot features and deep learning models, right? And we have automation and scripting. So automation and scripting is again, it has a lot range of Python has libraries like Selenium, Beautiful Soup, GUI, and requests. So these are the libraries in Python which supports automation and scripting. So again, there are like applications like web scraping, task automation, system administration. So these are like applications where you want to automate the process that you are doing with manually, right? So those kind of things will be automated using Python. And examples are like you can take examples like Dropbox, right? So Dropbox uses Python for server automations and backend scripting. So Mozilla employs or uses Python for automating testing and building CI/CD pipelines. And NASA, for that matter, uses Python for automating computational workflows and data analysis. And next, going on for the next set of applications, you can see it is also used in scientific computing. So where you have libraries like SciPy, NumPy, SymPy. So these kind of application libraries of Python are used in the scientific computing domain, and applications like simulation, numerical analysis, computational biology, physics. So all of these will be uh, like applications will be benefited by using these libraries. And if you take example of that even the research at NASA, like simulation of CERN, which is a large hadron collider, uses Python for data analysis and simulation in particle physics research. And also like Space Telescope Science Institute also uses Python for data analysis and simulation related to the Hubble's telescope that is there, right? And Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory also uses Python for scientific simulations and data processing in research, right? And those are just examples. And moving on to the finance and fintech. So this is again a booming, or there are a lot of startups, there are a lot of organizations which are this sector is really growing in the market today. And how this is using leveraging the power of Python is by using quintlib library, pandas, and numpy libraries. And it has applications like say algorithmic trading, risk management, credit analytics, and credit risk scoring. Example, those are just examples, right? And take for example, Stripe is one of the fintech where it uses the Python for financial transaction and processing and analytics. Zopa is another organization which uses Python for risk management and predictive analysis in peer-to-peer lending, right? And Robinhood is another fintech utilizes Python for algorithmic trading and data analytics. So next is educational and academics. So here there are Jupyter notebooks, Turtle, Anaconda kind of libraries and tools which are used in this educational domain. So which are used for Python and applications like teaching the programming language or data science education or interactive learning. So you might be knowing like MIT, right, which is one of the institute, world-class institute. It also uses Python in introductory programming courses and certain research that it has. And Harvard University also uses Python for in data science and computer science courses. Code Academy also uses Python for beginners and advanced learners. So going to the game development, and here also Python has its own libraries like Pygame and Panda 3D, where Python has its own applications like game logic, developing game logic, uh, creating certain prototypes for the game, and maybe creating gamification kind of scenarios for educational games. So here also like we have you can take certain examples like EVE Online, which uses Python for server-side logic and scripting. Battlefield 2 employs Python for game logic and scripting. And World of Tanks, again, this is one of the game which utilizes Python for game server scripting and automation, right? So next, moving on to the healthcare sector, like healthcare also has its own libraries to support. I mean, Python has own libraries to support healthcare like BioPython and SciFi, where application are like maybe medical research, bioinformatics, health data analytics, etc. So, and certain examples like where you have a genome sequence research, medical imaging, right? And Johns Hopkins University uses Python for medical research and data analytics in bioinformatics, right? And certain cancer centers also uses Python for analyzing genomic data and research. And Boston Children's Hospital uses Python for medical imaging and data analytics. And coming to cyber security, so again, we have libraries like SkyPy, PyCrypto, cryptography. These are the libraries in Python which has a wide range of applications starting from network security, pen testing, security tools, right? And FireEye is organization which uses Python for developing security tools and automation scripts. Palo Alto Networks also uses uses Python for threat analysis and security automation. Rapid7 is one more tool which uses Python for pen testing tools like Metasploit use cases, right? And moving on to the web development. So web development, so most of the people may not know that Python might be used for web development. If you don't know that, so you'll be surprised that it can be used for web development as well. So you understand or appreciate how Python can be used in wide range of applications, because Python has libraries for web developments like Django, Flask, and Pyramid. So which will be has having a wide range of applications starting from developing a web application, creating RESTful APIs, and also supporting microservices for the web development. And Instagram, for that matter, right, uses Django for handling millions of active users and heavy traffic. So, and Pinterest like also uses Python and Django combination for rapid development and scalability. And Spotify uses Python for backend services and data analysis. And next, let's move to the robotics. So robotics is again one of the topic where Python is contributing in a large scale, right? And it has again a libraries of ROS, Robot Operating System, Python library, and OpenCV as a Python library which has applications in robotics, starting from controlling the robot, computer vision, simulating certain robotic activities, right? And Boston Dynamics organization uses Python for robot control and simulation. Rethink Robotics uses Python for developing software for collaborative robots. iRobot is one more organization uses Python for controlling and programming vacuum cleaners, certain vacuum cleaners as a robots, right? And moving on to the next last set of domains where Python can be applied, which is media and entertainment. Here you can see like MoviePy, Pyglet. So these are the libraries, and the applications are video editing, multimedia application, animation. So it covers almost all aspects that you can do in multimedia and entertainment industry. And examples are like video processing tools, animation scripting at Pixar, right? And you take a Disney as an example, right? It uses Python for scripting and automation in animation and visual effects. DreamWorks uses Python for developing animation tools and pipeline automations. YouTube, for that matter, utilizes Python libraries for managing video content and recommendation algorithms. And finally, e-commerce. So in e-commerce, Django, Flask, and Pandas are used because you need to develop web applications, supporting platforms, doing certain recommendation, creating certain recommendation systems, right? And we have Shopify, eBay's kind of a organization which uses Python, and Amazon also uses Python as a backend services and data analysis, and also machine learning for product recommendations. And Alibaba also uses Python for fraud detection, recommendation systems, and data processing. So now I think if you have a doubt of if you had a doubt of what Python can do, I think by end of this video you might appreciate how Python is used in vast variety of applications, starting from creating a web application, supporting backend, supporting front end, data analytics, machine learning. So it can almost do everything like from starting to end. So any organization can expect or different variety of project any organization can have. So that is why it becomes one of the favorite programming languages or tool or technology for the to be used for different applications in organizations, right? And so if you read closely see here, right, so there are libraries everywhere. We have libraries, right? So because of these libraries only, Python was a more kind of a successful Python and like libraries and frameworks, because Python, the core Python was developed way longer that we have seen in the previous video, but these libraries are developed over the time and refined over the time as the technology evolved. And these are like basic libraries, and on top of this there are support lot of supporting libraries are being contributed by the active contributors community for Python. So that is why it is um, it's always evolving, so with a lot of versions revisions that's happening. And since this course is for the data professionals, in this particular domains, what are the domains which you need to be under we need to be knowing from the data perspective is if you take, right, so definitely you need to understand, so you need to apply IoT as a data professional, data science definitely, machine learning, AI, automation, scripting for that matter, and scientific computing also if you are working in that domain. Others are not much because others are like mostly finance and fintech also used. Educational purpose, you might, if you are working in education, if you are learning, definitely you need that. But game development as a data professional you will not use much. Healthcare you might use again for some analytics, right? Cyber security is not mostly for data engineers, but it's for cyber security professionals. And web development is also not for data engineers. Robotics, few applications we might use, but it is also not mostly for data engineers or data professionals. Media entertainment and e-commerce also is not much for the data engineers. It's for software development or application development engineers, right? So with that, summarizing Python, you already know how it can be broadly used in different, extensively used across various domains and industries. Its simplicity, robust libraries that we have seen, and the active community that supports it, it make an ideal choice for a uh, like wide range of applications, and from web development and data science to automation and robotics, etc. Right? And so I think now you might be able to appreciate how Python is a powerful language when it combines with lot of libraries and framework. Thanks for watching.